Welcome to week 38. Welcome to the final week of the Premier League. All the chest, all the talking stops. Well, after this show. And then we'll see who ends up in the top 5. Let's get into it. Evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the run-in, the final one of the season, as shit is going to go down this weekend. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Make sure you subscribe to Charlie, Hooks, Daps. I've gone Pete. I forgot your name for a second, Pete. I'm sorry. That's the nerves. It's the nerves kicking in. It's the nerves kicking in. All their links are in the description, including Pete's as well. All right. So shout out to the boys for making the time. Boys, here we go. This is it.
What, is this a Cook Wolfie session?
Wait, why? What? Why? I haven't played yet, man.
Are you getting Champions League football, Wolfie?
Yeah.
You still believe that?
Ooh. That wasn't the conversation we had last week.
Time's moved on.
Mate, you already know that if I get Champions League football at your ground, I'm going to be phoning you non-stop until you answer your phone outside the City ground. I'll be there and I'll be ringing you non-stop, mate, until you answer, and you will answer.
No, he won't answer, mate. He won't answer. That's the thing. He's a scumbag. He won't.
Will you be answering? Will you be calling if you lose?
Absolutely not. What I'll be doing instead, mate, I'll just go to Trent Bridge and watch the cricket and sack off football.
Sorry, this is a weird. Oh, I just realised what's going on here.
Yeah, no, blue on blue, literally.
No. Wolfie, I think Wolfie is winning the week. I think Wolfie's taking at least a point off of Chelsea, but
yeah.
But doesn't that mean that neither of you get Champions League?
Well, potentially, but it depends. If Villa drop points against Man United, then a draw would be enough for us.
Yeah.
But
you're putting your faith on that happening?
Oh, absolutely no chance. No. But in theory, a draw could potentially be enough if miracles existed and Man United could play football. But we know that's not happening. We have to win.
Well, let me ask you boys this, right? Hugs, you're neutral-ish in this because you're done. You've done your job, man. You've got the 3-peat, yeah. Who's got the most pressure? Who's got the most pressure out of the teams fighting this one out? Who do you think is under the most pressure to get this top 5?
Definitely. Do you know what? I'll say definitely Chelsea or Man City.
Yeah, I
definitely
think
Chelsea or Man City.
I
don't know, because all right, I say
the question's a bit.
You're not, because City are not City are not making it. Like City are not gonna make it.
Yeah,
but there is pressure on them. But I feel like the pressure is more on Chelsea because I think everyone just based off like things like heritage and like where they've been before and the money that they spend, like everyone would expect Chelsea to be that 5th member in the Champions League. But I don't know, it's a weird one because as a Chelsea and a Nottingham Forest fan, do you watch the Chelsea Nottingham Forest game or do you watch the Aston Villa game and just have like a little eye on the Chelsea game? Because regardless of what happens in your game, if Aston Villa don't draw or lose, I spoke too soon. Okay, Forest, Wolfie, you need to be watching the Aston Villa game.
Bro,
what are you talking about? I have to win first.
Wolfie. It is Pete for Wolfie. I don't know how we have come to this, yeah, but Wolfie is the Forest somehow, yeah, are the team that fucking have to pray. They have to win and pray.
Yeah,
it's mad. I don't know how we've come to this.
You see, what you're missing, boys, is all of you need me to win, apart from Charlie.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Oh, wait,
no, I don't. I don't need you to win. I can get a draw and go, I do not give a shit about anyone else, right? I can get a draw and go, Thank you.
Wait, hold on. No, I'm saying
70 points we'll get it. 70 points is in easy. So a draw is enough for City, regardless of anyone else.
A draw is enough for City. A draw, and no matter, I swear, a draw could even get us third. I mean, a draw could nail us on third.
You're third.
A draw would nail us on third. So
let me bring the points up.
I know this off by heart.
Go on, Pete. What are you saying? You don't. No, you want me to win, Pete.
No, I think you'll win. That's the difference. I think you'll win. But what I'm saying is, I agree with Daps, because we don't need you to win, because if we win, we're like that. Yeah. Like
but I'm saying I'm your insurance policy, bro.
But that's different. What I said was, you are the only ones that, like, Forest. What happened there? That was weird.
I'm just getting CB on this one.
New gadgets, man.
Yeah, you posh bastard, right?
Yeah.
But you're
yes, people
that you could win. Correct me if I'm wrong. Forest could win and still not qualify.
Yeah, because they need points to be dropped from someone else.
Whereas me and Pete, if we like win or draw, I think certainly.
That's not the point I'm making, Daps. I'm saying if you don't win, you need me to win.
No, because a draw's fine. 69 points will get him in.
16, even if I draw.
What's your goal difference? Man, your goal difference is crap as well, Charlie.
You'd have to score 10. You'd have to score 10.
Daps is sitting pretty on 26. We're on 22. But to be fair, Chelsea are on 20. They're good. They're strong. So look, let's be honest. Villa and Forest goal difference isn't a conversation, because you ain't catching any of us on the back of that. But it does play a part potentially with Chelsea, Newcastle. If like sort of we're both winning, it can sort of make a difference. As well as that, if for example Villa are winning as well, that's where it could potentially sort of.
Yeah, but you could win 10-0, innit? Like Harry's saying here. And then City lose 3-0.
Do you know what's mad, right? There's a situation where you could literally have 4 teams that all finish on 69 points.
Yeah. But that's not good for me. That's not good for me.
It's not good for you.
Well, no, I can only get to 68. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But what Wolfie, you generally don't believe still that you're qualifying for Champions League. Surely that's over now. At this point.
Why is it over?
Well, like, let's be real here. You're not. I would understand if you didn't drop your most recent point. Right now, I think it's over. I'll be honest with you. I think your best hope is potentially trying to get a draw against us this weekend and call it a day. Your season's done.
There's too many variables.
I'm taking you down with me. That's the bottom line, bro.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way you can.
You know he's going to do it as well.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing you got to play for, really. Champions League is done, man. And it's a shame. I look at all of these teams here that are fighting for it. City went a month without winning a game. Chelsea went 5 in 15 games from January onwards. Villa were 13th at one point. Probably the start of the year they were 12th, if I'm not mistaken. You guys were sitting so comfortably. How are you bottom out of all of this?
That's the madness. I don't get how we're here, where you are the ones that even if you win, you might not get. I don't know how we've got here, bro. I do not know how we've.
Mate, you've been a top 3 all season, pretty much, Forest.
Yeah.
No, since December, bro. Yeah, since December.
Yeah, but you've been in pretty much most of the season. You've been in the top 5 pretty much the whole season, and somehow it's just gone wrong. And now you need an absolute miracle on the final day.
CB, you got a hater in the chat already, bro. Like, debut on the channel.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes, man.
I don't even know who that guy is. Maybe he's one of yours.
I mean, are we? By the way, are we taking it as a given that City beat Fulham? I mean, I would imagine.
No, we fuck. I'm not.
No, you're not confident.
No, bro. I'm not even going there. Going like, yeah, we definitely get a draw. No. Bro, I've seen City this season. Yeah, I've seen. Despite we look good against Bournemouth at home, by the way. Our last 2 games away from the Etihad, we lost to Palace and we drew to Southampton. So I'm not looking at Fulham away going guaranteed 3 points. I'm very thankful that I don't believe Chelsea will beat Forest. That's what I'm kind of, and Wolfie, that is where the insurance is valid. I think Chelsea might get a draw, but I don't think Chelsea will beat Forest at Forest and then we'll scrape through. If we win or draw, and I'd love us to go 2-0 up in 20 minutes and then be able to fucking not look over my shoulder. But I think unfortunately I'm going to have a Sunday where I'm squeaky bum time.
Yeah, but this is why, like out of all you lot, the only opinion I value at the moment is Hooks's.
Oh, wow.
Because no, but seriously, think about it. He's the only one sitting here now, done his job. He's in, right?
Did he do his job? Really?
Well, a job. All right.
I mean, he definitely got sacked and's got a new job then.
The beanie's gone away. Hooks has gone to the cap and everything today.
I did my job in terms of what this show is about.
Okay, fair. You've got 2 jobs, and your second job you're doing well. The main job is jobbing.
Yeah, the main job, looking like the P45 might be here soon. But the second job, we're employee of the month, so you get me. So
how do you see this playing out, Hooks? Like, because obviously Charlie and CB are gonna fly the Chelsea flag. Pete's flying the Newcastle one. Daps is flying his one. I'm flying a white flag, kind of the way you lot have come on to me today.
I'm flying the Forest one right now. I'll be honest. I've just said I don't know if we win or draw, but
Villa are flying the Forest one as well. Let's not forget Villa in this equation, because it's no longer in their hands.
For fuck's sake. They've got.
That's why you're not getting. You're Wolfie. I hate to say this because I love Nottingham Forest, but you're not getting Champions League.
Well, you were saying until last week I was
adamant. He's adamant.
Aston Villa are going to absolutely destroy Manchester United. Like a Manchester United that just lost to Tottenham in a European final. The Manchester United that they now know next season is 1 game a week. Manchester United, that's like the best game you could ever wish for.
Yeah.
In this scenario, there is no better.
Pete says no. Pete says he'd rather have Everton than United, which I'm very happy. I'm really happy with my fixture. I'm not going to lie. Everton,
especially with the injuries they've got.
Yeah,
they've got no Tarkowski, no Brantford. There's a whole backline's missing.
And Coleman as well, who would have started right.
Yeah. So and let's be honest,
just praying for an Ashley Young red card or penalty. He normally does one in a game.
Their last game, Everton's last game of the season was last week at home. Like that was literally their that was their cup final. So,
and that's why I was arguing it. That's why I was arguing it when Wolfie was, because to be fair, Wolfie, you agreed. You said about Villa having the easiest game, but I would say not easiest, but more favourable fixture, should we say? No game's easy, but I would prefer ours.
No. That's a Villa game is easy. It's an easy game for Aston Villa.
Unless there's a bounce back, unless there's any, but ultimately there's a team with no heart, and we're expecting them to show heart. So yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, what are they bouncing back for? There's nothing to bounce back for.
Not even a barbecue at this point.
No apparently they're still doing the barbecue.
No, he sold it. It was on Facebook. He sold the barbecue,
and he sacked 200 more people today as well.
He rang his missus and said, "Listen, you don't have to go Costco and buy them 22 burgers and 22 hot dogs, and don't worry about the ketchup. We ain't having no barbecue."
This is quite far fetched, but I'm just going to put it out there. Is it? Is there a possibility? Because you've just talked about, like, Charlie, 200 jobs lost Europa League. They're on the floor there. Apparently, there's talks of they've got an £80 million hole before they even start the summer because they've not got European football next year. So they're properly in the mud right now. But is there a scenario where fans get onto the pitch, kicking off, game gets delayed? All these things are happening, and it just kind of just changes the flow of the game and stops Villa in their tracks a little bit. Is there a possibility that could happen? Because there's United fans that I'm speaking to that are saying, like, don't be surprised if the fans get on the pitch and, like, properly show their discontent on Sunday. So I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's far-fetched, but I'm just from what I'm hearing, what United fans could potentially do. Is that a possibility?
I can't see it, man. Can you imagine all their corporate plastic fans going on the pitch, man? It'll be CB settings, the one-man protesting all over again, isn't it?
It's long-winded. But another one, boys, and I'm sorry if I'm taking this away from you.
Go, man, go.
It's interesting that Hooks said that, and to be fair, Daps said that you had the sort of hardest fixture or you're in the hardest situation. But I want to know from CB, Charlie, like going away in this fixture, are you worried or are you bothered or are you thinking it's more difficult in this situation because you're going to Forest? If it was at Stamford Bridge, obviously you'd be well, like 100% confident you'd go and win. Has that changed things that you're going to them on Sunday?
CB's scared, man.
Opposite, you know, we don't have a good record at home when it comes to Forest. Like, playing Forest at home, we never get a good result. Away from home against Forest, we do pretty well. The only concern is we only had one away win in 2025. Now, I like to think that if we can't beat Forest away from home with no Murillo, I think they've got one win in their last 6 games.
Murillo's playing, bro. Murillo is playing.
He didn't train today, if I'm not mistaken.
Trust
I don't know,
me, man. Even if he's on one leg, he's getting wheeled out.
Yeah, I don't know you guys in and outs. The only concern, like to answer your question, I'd rather face Forest away than at home, just knowing our record against them. My only concern is just knowing that, oh wait, we've only got one away win in 2025. This is a Forest team that have only won one game in their last 5. If I'm not mistaken, I was against West Ham. It's like, come on, bro, what are we doing here? Do you know what I'm saying?
Undefeated in 3, bro.
Bro, this is sad. The 3 is Leicester and Ipswich, or Crystal Palace, sorry, and you drew. like, what are we doing?
How did you do against the likes of Ipswich? Remind me.
No, it wasn't. But you mentioned Ipswich, but it's part of the game, innit? It's what it is. But all I'm saying is, our away record right now is not the greatest, but our home record against Forest isn't the best. But at the end of the day, the money that's been spent, the expectations we had from last season from sacking Pochettino, if we can't beat Forest away from home, we shouldn't, home or away, we should be disgraced. Like, this is it'll be we're 2 losses away from a civil war in our fan base. I don't even want to think about those 2 losses. Charlie, I know you're not like, imagine
Charlie's a happy clapper. This is going to be fun. I want this discussion now. Go on.
God forbid, we was in a situation where we lost a Conference League final and we didn't win again on Sunday.
That'd be terrible.
I'm sure you're in agreement that the fan base is going to go to shit. That's a crazy way to
bro, it'd be a disaster. There's no denying that. I mean, it's the unthinkable circumstance that I don't think any of us Chelsea fans even want to consider as a possibility. Like the Forest game, I mean, yeah, you are right, CB. Our record is better at the City Ground against Forest than it is at Stamford Bridge. However, the big concern is our away form. It has been terrible. Definitely terrible in 2025, but it's been terrible this season, really.
Good.
You know, what is it? 1 win in our last 11 away games, and that was against Fulham, where, all right, we ground it out, but we were kind of a little bit fortuitous to win that. Is that
something? Someone said to me that Fulham's home form's a bit shaky. Is that true?
Yeah, Fulham's whole form is shaky, man.
Yeah, they're sort of quite up and down. But yeah, look, it's going to be difficult. Obviously, having no strikers not going to help our cause either. But obviously, I think Mark Guiu and Nkunku will be available in the squad, so at least it's an option from the bench if we're struggling. But I just don't know if we can deal with the pressure. I mean, obviously, it'll be a big atmosphere, intimidating atmosphere. I mean, last time at Newcastle, we shit ourselves. Like, you know, to come out, we didn't really seem to have a game plan. Had a terrible start, conceded early doors. If we concede early doors, it's a big, big problem. You know, we've got to ride out that first 15, 20 minutes and play ourselves into the game. But I don't know. Part of me thinks part of me thinks we'll be able to do it. And there's another part I'm just like, have these players actually got it in them to deal with that pressure and that kind of environment? I'm not sure if they do.
You know the City Ground's going to be bouncing. You know it's going to be bouncing. Dabs, just before you come in, let me just catch the super chats. Andy with the 199. Look at his profile picture. Big up to the boys. Shout out to Andy. Big up to you, Andy.
The best one is that someone called him fucking United's lead judges. I swear down. He killed me, yeah.
And by the way, you boys and any YouTube content creators watching, Cass's diary is completely open next week between Saturday and Saturday. So if anyone needs to do collabs, he's got no midweek games to worry about, so he's pretty free. So you know,
do you know what? I sent Turkish a voice note with a suggestion that I said, look, realistically, you can't like sub off multiple members of the Big Six. And now Tottenham have got that European trophy. They've saved themselves up in that Big Six for now. Chelsea, obviously, Chelsea is still in the Club World Cup, so Chelsea is still there, right? They've still got actually another trophy. They've got 2 trophies they could still win this season. But I said, you should now, it's now at the point where you have to relegate one of these Big Six. You have to, right?
United.
Bo, I said, look.
It's United.
It has to be United. I said, start a new show called The Not So Big Six, right? And for the whole of next season, Saeed has to do a show with Leeds, with get
Burnley.
Joe involved.
Burnley.
Joe is one of the hardest working.
Joe is the top bloke.
Get Joe involved. Get Joe, Saeed, Burnley. If Sheffield United come up here, it can almost be this little Northwest thing, right?
Yeah, I'll drop Turkish Jimmy's number from Blades Ramble, man. Yeah.
And the best thing is, you don't have to worry. You can do it on a Tuesday night, a Wednesday night, a Thursday night. Bro, it doesn't matter when it runs. Like, Saeed is free now. He's free.
Big up to Gaza as well, becoming a member. Big up to J82 as well, becoming a member. Absolute legend. What a sick picture you got there, bro. And Ben with the 4.99 says, clip this up right now. Sorry, Pete, but Newcastle flopping it and Forest slapping Chelsea back to Southwest London. Forest will be in the Champions League. Hashtag Amarin in. Pete, do you see that scenario happening? Can you see Newcastle bottling it under the pressure?
No, I don't. I don't see it. From Newcastle this season, particularly, obviously, from if you look at the Carabao Cup, we turned up. We put in a fantastic performance. We've done the same against the likes of Chelsea. We've done the same against Arsenal multiple times this season. Like when we've needed to, we've put in big performances. There's no doubt about it. Eddie Howe's even said it today. These boys know how big this game is. And we've already talked about the side of Everton. And look, surprises can happen. But for me, I backed my boys 100% at St. James's Park on Sunday with the atmosphere, what the plans are in place to get that place rocking. I just can't say anything other than the Newcastle win. If I'm wrong, I'll hold it. I'll hold it. Absolutely. I'm confident in my boys that they can do the business. It's not
Pickford not worrying you, Sunderland boy.
Boy. And there's talk he might not even play.
But I just think that
he's going to watch Sunderland in the final on Saturday.
Fuck it, bro. I like I said last week was their cup final. Their last home game, they're safe. So, but I was just going to say, this is a thing with Forest and Newcastle in particular. Like, that home advantage for those two fan bases is fucking massive, man. Yeah. Like, that's why look. If we were at home this weekend, I'd be going, yeah, we're beating Fulham. But because if it's away from home, and I know our form away from home, I'm thankful that Forest are at fucking home. To be honest,
all right, but the thing is, boys, you're all playing out this platonic scenario. This is what I'm saying.
Hold on, you're the one having to play out any scenario.
Yeah, we
no. You're missing my point. You're all saying that Newcastle win.
Scenario.
Wait, hold on. You're saying Newcastle win, Villa win, Forest win, and City win. We know it's not like that in football, man. There's going to be a curveball.
Yeah. No, all the teams aren't winning.
The best thing is, we all know about last day of the season, yeah? Bro, at least 2 of our teams are probably going 1-0 down. Right?
Oh, 100%.
Fucking
guaranteed.
Bro, that is just what. Remember, I can tell you when we won the league at Brighton, we went 1-0 down. When we won the league at home against Villa, we went 2-0 down. Bro, when we won the league against QPR, we went 2-1 down. It always happens, and that's what makes like the last day of the season kind of enjoyable.
So who's going to be those teams, boys? This is what I'm going to ask you, right? If we are looking at a non-idealistic, on-form set of results, where does the bottle job come from?
Bro, Rasmus Højlund's 2nd-minute header.
Oh my God. If that happens, Josh is dead, man. Josh is dead, Rich is dead, Luke's dead.
I'll be honest though, Villa got a decent home. United got a good record at home against Villa.
Bro, I had a look at it, CB. Yeah,
right, but they have. But see, this is the thing. United at home this season are worse than United away this season, right?
Terrible.
But we have to be.
This is their last home game of the season.
Yeah.
Just let down their fans. Let's be realistic here, innit?
But then
I
the
don't
fans
think they're
aren't
just
helping it.
down.
But CB, this is a weird one because Old Trafford now is like, I feel like the pressure at Old Trafford, this group of players can't handle the pressure at Old Trafford. Because I'll be honest, Old Trafford can still be loud, right? But the minute they concede a goal, it can be very fucking toxic, yeah?
Yeah, but let me give you the stats here.
Quickly on Villa away from home. Before we talk about Villa v United at Old Trafford, Villa away from home this season, yeah, are not Villa at home. And all you have to do is look at that City game when they came to our ground and they fumbled it. Away from home, I guess you are right. But then United fans are planning to all season ticket holders not take their seat on for the game, and
too little, too late.
Look, Manchester City are just through. At the clock, the only way that Manchester City don't make it is if they lose and Newcastle, Chelsea, and Aston Villa win, which is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest is going to beat Chelsea. So, Manchester City are done. They're in Champions League. Like, Daps can pretty much just chill, like me.
I'm not going to lie. This time last Saturday, round about the
the game was the bigger game for you.
Yeah, bro. This time last Saturday, I was at the Torch after the game, after losing to Palace, and I was saying to everyone, we're deflated now. This time last year when we lost to Man United in that final, we were deflated, but the season was done. We'd won the league, so we deflated, but we'd won the league. I said this time last week, I said, we've still got 2 league games left, right? We are not guaranteed Champions League football. And guess what? Man United play on Wednesday, beat Tottenham, get Champions League football. And where we are now, I'm fucking so relieved, bro, because if them not got Champions League football and a trophy, but that Bournemouth game for me, that just, that was the one winning that, because I was worried about that game. But still, Wolfie, you have to do there's 2 Chelsea fans on it. Do you think you can beat Forest, not draw? Do you think you can beat Forest at their ground when their fans know they need this?
It's possible, yeah. I think we can do it. Whether we will do it is a different question. But I think we've got the quality.
Chest gone? Where's that chest gone?
We've got the quality and the capabilities to do it.
Help him out, CB.
We've got the quality and the capabilities to do it. I think we can do it.
Imagine, do you know what? Imagine Cole Palmer gets a hat-trick here, City lose, and Cole Palmer puts City in the fucking Europa League.
You don't want to do these things. How about this? How about imagine it's 0-0, 89th minute. Ola Aina, ex-Chelsea, proper Chelsea B, crosses the ball in. He's
from the academy.
Everyone's from your fucking academy. Everyone's from Cobham, innit?
Yeah. He crosses it in to the left-hand side. Who's waiting there on the edge of the box? Hudson-Odoi finesses it in. Legs it down from the Trent end to the Bridgeford end, knee slide, shushes the away fans, man. Game over.
That's just not happening. I'll be honest with you.
Are you worried Hudson-Odoi scores?
And you can wake up now, Wolfie, after that.
Yeah, well, my only concern about this Forest game, obviously it was nice hearing Murillo. I don't know. I'm going to take your word for it, Wolfie. That
he will play. He will play.
It was nice to hear that he wasn't, because the striker situation for me is what I'm concerned about. I don't want to see Tyreek George starting up top. No, I'd rather have Neto up top than either Noni and Palmer on either flank. I'd rather do that but it's tough, man. It's tough. That's the only. I think we beat you guys. We were the better team at home when we faced you lot. You guys were you're lucky to make it out of there with a point. That your keeper was on crack that day. The Nkunku header that he saved, that was probably one of the best headers I ever saw at the Bridge Live. That was insane. But so stuff like that, fair enough. I understand, but it's really the striker situation for me. If Nkunku's fit, I'd be a bit more confident. I can't go into this game with our season on the line. It's not even bigger than our season. It's our project really on the line. I can't go into that game with Tyreek George up top. I know I'm a Cobham guy. I love Cobham. Everyone on the panel, barring maybe Daps, has Cobham starting for them. You got Livramento.
You've got our academy. You've got our academy starting.
Yeah, we do have the
Newcastle got.
You got Livramento. We got
do you get like
now they've got Livramento for now.
Not a chance, mate.
Number one target, mate. Number one target.
Yo, breaking news. Plessy Girl says Wirtz has given Liverpool his verbal commitment today. Been told Bayern have been informed now following the latest developments. Wirtz has officially turned down Bayern. No transfer. Liverpool will submit their offer shortly. Daps, you are in the mud.
I am. I said it. Like, I'm in the mud for multiple reasons. I'm in the mud. One, because my club has fumbled the bag to Liverpool. One. Two, because... And this isn't just me in the mud. I think anyone that think like, I'm sorry, if Liverpool get Wirtz, get their fullback targets, the fact they've kept Salah, the fact they've kept Van Dijk, next season Liverpool are going to be a monster. And this is the thing: Liverpool winning leagues does not bother me. Liverpool retaining leagues or doing doubles and trebles, and then all of a sudden, I don't want that fan base. That's where that fan base becomes unbearable. Yeah, like because we've heard about this quad that they never did forever, right? And most importantly, right, I'm going to be honest with you. As early as this morning, as recent as this morning, I'm telling Monts, your club is not getting this deal over the line. Like, and bro, I can't lie. I'm not going to lie. I think Bayern have fumbled it as well. To be fair, because he was nailed on for Bayern. Like, but do you know what? I mean, it's mad because I just didn't think Liverpool had it in them to go and get a deal like this done. I didn't think they had it in them to spend this much money. So
I always thought that.
What's this, Hooks? What's this? Jason Aito is leaving the club.
I don't know, Bun Aito, man. It's all about Andrea Burr at the moment. But I always thought that on the player side, Liverpool would have no problems at all. Because I always thought that to a player, I think that Liverpool is a far more attractive prospect at the moment than Bayern, innit?
Bayern's a German player, though.
I hear it, but to me, I'm thinking about things like the allure of the Premier League now going to officially the biggest
Premier League champions, and they are the biggest ones. Yeah. Do you know another one that I think's in there as well? Yeah, that I don't know if you lot saw, but my fan base made a big deal out of about a month ago. Wirtz did this interview in a magazine where he was basically talking about how much he admires and has so much respect for players that leave the country they're from and go and play in another country. Yeah, right. And then all City fans were like, "Oh my God, he's going to come to us." Now, if you deep it, now of course, have respect for that, but I don't think that's something that too many people talk about because they think coming out of your comfort zone is just a thing, But the fact that he said that means that to him, coming out of his comfort zone, he's quite difficult with, Now, I don't know if Frimpong being there has helped quite a bit because he's thinking, do you know what? I've actually got someone that knows all these English players, like Frimpong's been about in the Northwest. So he's thinking, now I want to leave the country, but I'm going somewhere where I know people. But I don't know what it is. Me and LB were having this chat. My team has fumbled it. And it could be, to be fair, for once, it could be money. We know the Liverpool Echo will never, ever tell us the true figures. They'll probably tell us Liverpool paid 70 million and they're giving him 80 grand a week or something. But I would imagine they're throwing the absolute bag at Wirtz to get it over the line.
It'll be 126. Over 100 mil.
Even the wage, bro, the wage will be mental. But you know Liverpool's echo chamber will never, ever let us know the true figures. No way.
Agreed, but I'm honest, though, just looking at this transfer from the outside looking in, this is a massive statement of intent, man. We're talking about Liverpool like their project was over. Salah's going, Trent's going, Van Dijk. To retain Van Dijk and Salah, then it looks like they're already building their future without him. They're one of the most creative teams in the league, and
you got to respect it.
You have to.
We have to. My only two cons I would say is I think 125 million is a massive overpay, man.
Coming from Chelsea fans, man. Really?
What sort of output?
Really?
That was wild.
Really? Good overpays. That's what I'm saying. It takes one to know one. I'm saying, I'm looking at this. What sort of output do you get from Wirtz where you say, okay, this is great value for the money that we've paid for him? 125 million.
Well, the whole deal will not be far off about 300 million because you'll be looking at his wages, over 5-6 years.
Agent fees.
And this is the main reason why I didn't think Liverpool would get it done. And this is actually giving Liverpool credit. I don't think Liverpool are in a position where they need to throw 300 million at it. I think Liverpool could go and get someone for a lot less and still be quite far ahead. Certainly us. I mean, if Arsenal get the targets they're being linked with, I think Arsenal could be on something next season. But
I disagree. I think this is exactly why Liverpool are doing this. You got to think back and hop back to the Trent conversation. Trent is going to Real Madrid because he wants to go and play with superstars. What Liverpool are doing right here is saying we're bringing a superstar to us, and we are replacing you, who is this player that's put on a pedestal for Liverpool, and we're replacing you with almost a better superstar. And it's what it is. It's a statement of intent to say we can bring the very best to us, because everyone's talked about and bantered Liverpool about losing out to Bellingham and losing out to other players years gone by. But what they're doing now, they're effectively, it affects you, Daps, is that they're going out there and not only are they getting beating Man City.
Do you know what it is? You're right, because it's something that we did. Obviously, when we first got money, we did that. And then once you've done that, as a board, you then go, okay, now we're going to step back a bit. And that's where I'm worried that my club step back too much now, where we go, no, we don't have to do that. And it's like, well, be very careful, Manchester City, because we are not, I had this chat with LB earlier, we're not established as we're up there doing bits right now, but we have not fully established ourselves to be like Man United, Liverpool. They are the two biggest teams in England. No, not Chelsea.
Let's not do this. Globally, Chelsea's respected. You know what I'm saying? Around the world.
But hold on. But globally,
hasn't stacked that yet. I get what you're saying.
Now, CB, let me give you an example. Let me give you an honest example, because I think us and your club, and again, we have more majors than you before either of our clubs had money. So we were at a very similar level. But let me give an example to you, right? That when we play in America in the summer as champions of England and treble winners, the stadiums are full, right? And the same when you were at that point, stadiums were full. But then recently, when you've been in America, your stadiums aren't so full because you're not as established. Now, Man United go to America, their stadium is full, no matter what, even if they're shit, just because they are established. Us and you are still
Arsenal sell out there.
Arsenal is another one. Bro, I would never disagree. Arsenal sit there on plastic chairs, but they are there. I don't know how they're there, but they are there. But I agree with you. But
I want to ask Hooks, right? Because this is a statement sign. As much as I've taken a piss out of Liverpool fans saying Liverpool and all this, which I still stand by the way. I think other teams have bigger pull. I expected this from Arsenal. I thought Arsenal would be the first just to, whip it out, pause, and just say, here's the first statement signing. Here's a Gyökeres.
No, but they got Zubimendi, Wolfie. They've made a big statement.
That's not a statement, bro. That's not a statement for me.
Is Zubi done now? Is Zubi fully done?
I don't think it is. No.
Apparently so.
But not officially confirmed though.
The thing Liverpool have, right, and this is where I think I have said this on my channel to City fans, that we have to remember we physically can't move like Liverpool right now. As far as that, when you're doing deals with players, there are certain things that literally go in the contract and with the player and the club. As an example, we will give you Leverkusen X amount for the number of games that Wirtz plays in the Champions League, right? And we will give you X amount for doing this, and this in the Champions League. We literally can't do that at the moment, because we don't know where we're finishing, right? The Morgan Gibbs White City
but
deal,
Arsenal do. This is my point. Like, Hooks, why have your boys not moved yet, man? Like,
they might have on the players they want. I think the whole thing is that there's so much noise around this Wirtz one because it's a three-way thing. Right? If it wasn't a three-way thing, we wouldn't be hearing about this.
But you're telling me Gyökeres isn't being looked at by other clubs apart from Arsenal? Of course he is, man.
Well, United, but they ain't getting him now.
Yeah. Are you confident on Gyökeres, Hooks?
The thing is, like at the end of the day, I don't care who we sign as long as we bring in players that can uplift the club currently, innit? Like, honestly, I don't care about the name or anything like that. I've literally seen Arsenal finish second 3 times in a row without having any big name signing. So to me, the name doesn't matter so much. Just solve the problems that we have in it. Like that's all I really need.
But Hooks, don't you look at it like from a Liverpool perspective? Like they've just won the league. Before the season's over, they've basically done 2.5, 3, maybe 3 new signings. Frimpong, Kirkes, Wirtz. But they're looking at 80 million on Ekiteke. Apparently, they've addressed all of their issues in terms of rebuilding their squad before the season's over. So then when the preseason comes in, they're already prepared and they're ready to go. We got club.
But we're in a similar scenario. Like the areas that Arsenal have deemed to be solved, we're currently in the process of solving them. One of them,
according to what though?
Yo, hold on, boys. Sorry, this is now Arsenal now moving towards Sesko.
So just quickly before that, right? Just quickly on that, right? I'm not saying Chelsea are going to get Gyökeres, but if Arsenal are going to go for Sesko instead of Gyökeres, and Gyökeres is not going to go to Man United, and Liverpool are getting Wirtz and maybe someone else, then does that give Chelsea a free run at Gyökeres almost?
No, apparently Juventus are in for Gyökeres as well.
Chelsea could blow Chelsea could literally blow Juventus out of the water.
That's if they get Champions League.
Okay, the tweet. Let me just read you boys out the tweet. Exclusive.
Gyökeres seems to be literally linked really with no one.
Okay, wait. Here it is. Right, exclusive. Arsenal now in concrete talks with Leipzig regarding Benjamin Sesko. Berta and how do you say that guy's name? Hooks Marcel Schaffer are in contact.
That guy out of Aladdin.
It feels like that's what's his name?
Jafar.
That's the one, Jafar.
While Arsenal are monitoring other strikers such as Gyökeres, their pursuit of Sesko is serious. Arteta is a big admirer. Right. So what we're discovering now is Arteta, if this is true, and this is coming from Petty Gold Hooks, Arteta's still pulling the strings here, bro.
That's a bad sign. That means he will rank over the new sporting director. That is mad. That might be media.
I don't think it's a bad sign. Like I know we want to do all the trolling thing on the internet, but I don't think it's a bad sign. Like at no point,
we're not talking about the sign, we're talking about power here. The power.
Yeah, you want to do the trolling thing. At no point has any report come out saying that Berta doesn't want Sesko.
No, you don't get to do that, Hooks. You don't get to do that. I do get to do that because I'm not gonna allow rivals.
I love when Hooks says we're not doing the trolling thing. I love it when he says that.
Just wanna troll and create content and get clicks. We're not gonna do that.
Berta's the leader of staying humble. You can't do that, bro.
Berta has come in, and obviously none of us here actually know the ins and outs and the conversations that happen behind the scenes. We're all just making assumptions because, let's not forget
the assumptions lot made.
Arsenal have been putting groundwork down on Sesko for 2.5, 2 years. So obviously, Berta would have signed for Arsenal knowing this. Berta has a preference, but at no point has it been said that he does not want Sesko.
This is all spin talk now, man.
Don't you feel like this is a manager that you want? You said out your own mouth you want him sacked, yeah?
Yeah, I personally don't.
They're now choosing.
You fully said that now, Hooks.
Yeah, he's on that out now. So I'm saying the fact that you're seeing a new director of football come in and they're disregarding his preference in favor of a manager that you want back.
Yeah, but they're not disregarding.
His preference was Gyökeres.
But there's been that, like, he can have many of preferences.
Will never happen to Joe Shields.
It's already come out that he has built a 15 target list of attackers for Arsenal that we're working behind the scenes to find out.
But we do know, Hooks, that you like Arteta wanted Sesko last summer and he signed.
Yes.
Like, we know that Arsenal's interest in Sesko predates Berta being there. So this is not a decision. Arteta wanted him last summer and now he wants him again this summer. And look, you're right, we don't know the conversations, but looking in, it would seem that
I don't understand
looking in, it would seem that Arteta has pulled rank over Berta in terms of Sesko over Gyökeres.
That's how it's going to be.
Let's ask Pete, because Pete's got to drop in a minute, Hooks. And Pete's quite neutral. He does the troll thing every now and again, but he's quite neutral.
I've never seen Pete.
No, he doesn't. He's too nice. He's too nice.
Nice.
You're looking at this, Pete, right? Because how are you seeing this? Because I don't care what Hooks says, man. The Arsenal fans, not Hooks in particular, I'm just saying in general, have said it's the era of Burton now coming in. We're going in this direction. Give him the power. Let's see what team he can put in. Does this signify anything like that? Do you think we're kind of looking too deeply into it, as Hooks would say?
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a similar situation that Newcastle United were in last summer with Mark Gay. So Paul Mitchell comes into the club. Eddie Howe wants Mark Gay. Paul Mitchell wanting to look at other options out there. But what he does, he goes, right, I'm new to the club. We're working together. I want to show that we're working together. We'll go for Mark Gay. It didn't work out. Palace priced us out the deal. It didn't work out. Whatever. I see that as a very much a situation very, very similar that Bert has come in midway through a season. He's looking at that situation. He's going, and we're all assuming here, you're right, we're assuming, but I'm thinking that he's looking at that situation and going, I think Gyökeres is the better suit for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arteta's going, I want Sesko. And he's going, okay, I want to work with you. We'll get him. We'll work with it. And we'll get the deal done. And I think that's probably why that deal is maybe being done now. And that's how I see it. That's not saying, I mean, look, we could all joke around and all the rest of it about pulling rank. In my opinion, I think he's trying to work with Arteta. I don't think that happens in January next year. I don't think that happens next summer, because I do think Berta will have more of a say in saying, this is what I think we need for Arsenal, and it'll be more that Arteta will have to play with it. But I think for now, he is working with Arteta because that's what he wants. That will not last forever, though. And we're seeing that now with the type of signings that we're being linked with. They're not signings that we've been linked with long term. These are all new links, and this is because Paul Mitchell's doing his business.
And once you get that Livramento money, you're probably going for some.
you can get excited all you want about Tino Livramento.
Have you been linked to Livramento?
Yeah,
he's not leading Newcastle United.
You know, I'll be honest. I don't think we will get Livramento, but Livramento, if I could have any target, Livramento would be like that's the type of
baller.
That's the type of players I want to be linked with. Like, I would love Livramento. The one thing I would say, yeah, there could be some truth in it, because if you think, yeah, and I'm not saying that you'll sell him, that City will test you, right? Because obviously City had put aside, let's say 120 for Wirtz, yeah? They are now not spending 120 on Wirtz. They're spending about 60 on Reinders, which now means, and anyone that knows...
Gibbs White.
Yeah, but again, ultimately, you have a budget and you assign it to certain places. Now, if one budget doesn't happen, all of a sudden it means you can up what you're spending. So whereas before we might have been saying we're going to spend 50 on our fullbacks, we can now go, well, because we're not getting Wirtz, we're getting Reinders, who's like 60 million less. We can put an extra 15, 20 on every other player that we need. So I do think, and that is the type of sign, because Livramento for me would be my number one target as a fullback.
How much do you reckon he'd cost?
Well, bro, to get him from Liverpool, it's good to get him away from Newcastle, because like
we paid 35 for him.
Yeah, but
me,
bro,
England
now,
international, he's doubled in price.
Right, because well, firstly, he's English. Yeah. Secondly, like now that Trippier is old, yeah, it's Livramento time, right? So it's not like we're going for their second string. Livramento is going to be there. I don't know if he probably was last season, to be fair, or this season, but Livramento, I think we'd have to be throwing, like most fullbacks, people just shove 50 million for a fullback, 45 million. If we wanted to try and get him from Newcastle, especially if they get Champions League football, it's going to be about 70, bro. At least.
I think it could even be more, which is why I don't think the deal will be done, because I don't think
we'll walk away if it's more than that.
Man City will not pay that sort of money for Tino Livramento. You've got more chance of Tino Livramento signing a new contract with Newcastle.
I tend to agree. It's just I like seeing that, because it's like, okay, cool, fucking, because at the moment, bro, if we're used to being the team everyone else has to play catch up with, right? So we can buy players we are now playing catch up with other teams. Yeah,
it's harder that way around.
Bro, but even more so when you're seeing yourself lose plays like Wirtz to the play you're trying to catch up with, it's like, this is fucking long. So Royals is a good start. Gibbs White, we'll see.
Pete, you got a drop, haven't you, bro?
Yeah, I'm
Big up to Pete. Thank you for jumping on. Loaded Mag in the description. Make sure you go follow Legends, and they've got good luck against Everton.
Me and Hooks, I don't know if any of the rest of you want to say this to him, but me and Hooks will say it to him. We'll see you in the Champions League next season, Pete.
Respect.
Hey,
wow.
Before you go, Pete, yeah, I was asked a question at the beginning of the stream about who I think the most pressure is on for this Champions League, and I'm changing my answer. I think it's Newcastle.
Bomba!
That's bully boy tactics because he knows.
And you know why? Do you know why? Because if you don't make Champions League football, there is so many clubs that are swooping in on Alexander Isak that is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
I'll say what I'm going to say before I leave, and I've maintained this for the last 6 months. Alexander Isak will not leave Newcastle United, Champions League or not.
Right,
next summer, I think it's a different conversation. But this summer, I don't think he leaves at all. I've said it 6 months. I maintain it.
Mic drop. Big up, Pete. Much love, bro. We'll speak soon. All the best. All right, let's move this conversation. We're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes. Guys, please make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We've got 450 of you guys in here. Straight after this, I'm on Igal's channel, so we'll redirect over there and we'll see what deluded stuff he's coming up with the Arsenal conversations.
Has he got his PowerPoint presentation ready?
What, the phase plan? 5-phase plan?
The 5-phase plan, yeah.
Big up to Adam with the £2. He goes, Rasmus and scoring in the same sentence. Yeah, bro. Imagine.
That's fair.
Shout out to you for the £2. Boys, let's wrap up with the final predictions.
Sorry, can I just say on that Rasmus thing? But this is a mad thing, yeah, that we're saying about if everything goes according to plan, how it would be. This is a mad thing about last day of the season. Last day of the seasons, especially when things like you're in positions like this, are a bit like cup finals, a bit like playoff finals, where mad things happen. So like, and the more I've thought about it, yeah, the more I've thought that Villa game at Old Trafford, yeah, is slippery as fuck for Villa.
Let me give you the stats. Since 1999, Villa have beaten Manchester United 3 times. Their last win was in November 22, and then before that, September 21st. And then you got to go all the way back to 2009. So from 2009 to 21, they hadn't beaten United. And then from 2009, you got to go back home and away.
Cool, but bro, I hear this, but if we're gonna do this right now, yeah, Man United, who have heritage in Europe, yeah, Man United, who fucking have won trophies for the last 2 seasons, yeah, against a Spurs team that fucking are called Spurs, right? And literally went and scumbagged a 1-0 result against Man. And let's be clear, I fucking love it to bits. Do you know the weirdest thing, Wolfie? You see when we lost to Palace last weekend, yeah? Well, I was frustrated at my club, pissed off at my club, but I was not hating on Palace, because actually, I think Palace's fans are mint.
Proper team.
The whole day down there, like, they was sound as fuck, yeah? So I was more frustrated with my club. Seeing Tottenham beat Man United, and this is my fucking rivals, I needed them to win that game. But the minute the game ended, obviously Cass was out there, tired, gone. Soups was on the phone to his brother who's a Spurs fan. I had to turn it off because I couldn't see Spurs lift a fucking trophy. That I'm not going to lie, but how do you feel, Wolfie? Because I know everyone else on this panel.
Look, this was like, do I want diarrhea or constipation? That was the question I was being asked. Who do I want to win, Spurs or Man United?
Weird. Why do all? I get the London teams, but you're Nottingham. I'm Manchester.
Well, for me, my brother supports Spurs. My best mate's United. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like somehow Spurs are disliked. Like,
yes. You know why? I'll tell you why on Spurs, right? Just very quickly. It's because they think they are bigger than they are, and they think they're entitled to stuff they haven't earned. That's what it is. That's what it is for me as Spurs.
Since we got money, yeah, that's my reason, because it's like I felt like Tottenham are proper jealous, like proper. Whereas with the other teams, not so much, yeah. But with Tottenham, it felt like they had this bitterness towards us, and it's like I've always been like, I don't get this. Like,
that's just Spurs, isn't it?
Rivalry. But now the more I look at this Villa game, and if Villa lose to Man United and you beat Chelsea, do you get?
We're in.
Ooh.
If they draw, we don't need them to win. A draw's enough. A draw's enough.
Wolfie, I don't like the way you
the way Chelsea and Forest.
No,
there's no way.
No. We can't both get it.
CB, sorry.
I don't like how you've sat here for almost an hour talking about all these potential scenarios about Champions League football when you have been sitting here on that chair. That has been my witness. Every Sunday we've had to listen to you talk constant shit about Forest, constant shit about Chelsea, all of this stuff. You're sitting 7th right now. Crystal Palace have won the FA Cup. You know, as things stand, you're going to the Conference League. And
why you're not beating Betis? You're not beating Betis, bro.
Yeah, we're beating. What is?
Okay, so come what may, we would get Europa.
We would get Champions League.
Also, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Is that definitely what happens?
As long as Chelsea don't finish in the Champions League.
Actually, while we're here,
as long as Chelsea don't finish in the Champions League, he says. Look,
are you not beating Betis?
Ifs and buts is mental, by the way.
Are you not beating Betis? You are beating Betis. Are you beating Betis?
I hope so. We should be. We should be. Yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, we're beating Betis, man. Come on,
we are beating Betis. Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's put our chests on the table, then, boys. Go on, CB. You can start. Who's missing out? Let's finish with this.
Forest are missing out. Villa miss out. I think it stays exactly the same.
You think Villa miss out? So hold on. Hold on. Can you, for that to happen? Yeah. So forget me and forget Newcastle. Yeah, because you're saying we get it. But for that to happen, for Chelsea to get it and Forest and Villa miss out, that would mean Villa lose.
No, so you don't think Villa win?
No, because even if Villa win,
a Villa loss.
Even if Villa win,
though, if Villa win, they're on 69. If we win, we're 69, but their goal difference is 11 worse.
No, but so there's a few. There's that way, but the other way would be if you draw with Forest, and Villa lose, you also get Champions League. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but Daps, if they win, Villa win, and Newcastle win, you must.
Oh, bro, I hear it. Listen, until I see you, like I'm sorry. And by the way, us and Chelsea, I know Champions League, that was years ago. We've won one since then. I've got no bad blood towards Chelsea, because us and them go through similar shit, don't we? About spending and all that crap,
as well. We were the OG oil brothers.
Actually, Wolfie, until I met you, I had no beef with Forest as well. Yeah. Like, let's be fucking clear, bro. You've made a lot of people dislike Forest that no one's ever had a problem with Forest.
My job is done.
When we go away to fucking Nottingham, we get given hooters. I love Nottingham. Nottingham is a great away day. Yeah, it's a great away day, bro. I get wings. I get breast and wings, bro. I'm there. Yeah.
So how are you calling this, Daps? Right. Let's finish this. What are you saying?
I think you do us a favour by taking at least a point off of Chelsea. Now, I'll be honest. My ideal would be. We get it. I don't really give a shit about Newcastle. I probably should say ideally Newcastle don't, but I think they will, yeah. But my ideal would be City get it and Chelsea get it, right? Because I want Chelsea to draw with Forest, so we're guaranteed. And then I would love Villa to drop out because I think Josh, I'm sorry, I'd love that for Josh. I'd love Josh to not get Champions League football. I can't lie. I'd love it.
There's no way that if we beat Chelsea, if we beat you,
I think you draw. I think you might.
You miss out, don't you? Do you miss out if you lose to us? Do you miss out?
Well, us?
Yeah. The only way, unless Villa lose to United.
No, we both lose. Yeah, we both lost. Then we'd miss out.
Oh no, they would miss out. Yeah, because you'd go above them.
No. Oh, they would, wouldn't they?
You'd go above them. Yeah.
So if you lose, you're out.
No. We lose, we're finished. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a must win. Even a draw is a loss. I don't want to rely on Man United.
No. You've got one other out. It's a long shot.
No,
Newcastle would have to lose 3-0.
Just win.
If Newcastle lost 3-0, you would overtake them on.
We're not doing no trapdoor shit. We just need to win, and that's it.
I'm not gonna lie. Do you know this stream? Has actually made me in the most depressing season I've had for many years. This is actually quite exciting. Fucking hell!
But it's crazy. There's too many.
And there's also one scenario, right, which is probably unlikely, but if Man City were to lose and Newcastle, Chelsea and Villa all won, then City Europa League.
Yeah. Oh, facts. Yeah. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not.
I don't want that.
I'm not going into this game like going, yeah, cool, we're done.
Yeah.
Because I'm not here going, when I speak with other City fans, they're like, we're at very least getting a draw against Fulham.
Have you got a good record at Craven Cottage, Daps?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
But, bro, this is a different City this season.
Yeah.
So any records, I've said it, away from home this season, we've been really fucking bad. And Fulham have no pressure, right? City do have pressure. Now, for the last 10, 12, 13, 14 seasons, when City have pressure, we handle the pressure great. But this season, we haven't been handling pressure well. So, I have to go by that. And
all right, so let's do it. I'm happy. I got to jump to it, girls. Let's do it. Go around. Charlie, who's missing out?
Forest and Villa.
CB?
Forest and Villa.
Wow, United, proper Chelsea. Daps?
I think Chelsea and Forest miss out.
Okay. I'm going to say...
Oh, Daps, just how you're doing us, yeah?
Oh,
I'm saying Chelsea and Villa.
I've told you what I want, but what I think's going to happen, two different things.
But
I wanted to win the league this season.
I think Chelsea.
By the way, just quickly, if we win, who have Arsenal got last game of the season?
It doesn't matter. Your goal difference is
they got Southampton away.
Southampton.
Oh, fuck's sake. Go on, Southampton, put 12 past them.
All right, listen. All the links.
Just a real quick stat for you, Wolfie. You can use this one on Cass. So,
please. Yeah. So I love these Man U stats.
2005 to 2007, those 2 seasons, Manchester City were managed by Stuart Pearce, right? Their season.
Careful.
No, it's not Stuart Pearce slander, bro. Come on, he managed us.
All right.
We were managed by Stuart Pearce. We were shit. We were really fucking bad. This was one of the
James went up front, didn't he?
Yeah. One of the David James up top. Stuart Pearce thought that was a genius idea. It's literally subbed him on, not keeper, go up for a corner, subbed him up as a striker. But one of those seasons, we only scored 10 home league goals. That's how shit we were. Now, if Manchester United do not beat Aston Villa, then this season is worse than both of the Stuart Pearce seasons at City.
Wait, they've not scored 10 home goals?
No. Points wise. They will be worse than...
Because they're on 9, aren't they? Yeah.
Bro, and for us...
but I need that stat not to stand, man. I need that stat not to stand.
I need it. I do hear it, but
I need to do something, man.
It just shows, bro, that club is finished. They need reset. They need closing down. Let's be real. I want the doors boarded shut. That's what I want. Do you know the most beautiful thing is, that no longer is it as profitable for rich owners to come in and buy big clubs. It's now more profitable for them to buy smaller clubs like Wrexham and Birmingham and build them up.
Build it up. Yeah.
Potentially, Man United are just done.
They are finished.
Yeah. 3 p.m. Cass. That's his new name. Saturday, 3 p.m. man. All right. I'm heading over to you guys. I'm going to send you guys there. Go tell him Arteta in the chat. Right. Spam it in there. All the boys' links are in the description. Shout out to all you guys who have been watching. Let us know who misses out in the comments. I'll see you straight over on the Gals channel, and we'll see you tomorrow. This is a big weekend. Come on, you Reds.